Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to review One Piece episode 869, which to me was a pretty good episode. We got a little bit more katakuri character development, and overall just a better episode than last week's episode. So basically, the episode starts off where we left off with last week's episode, after Katakuri reveals his states to Flampe and the assassination squad, and they literally roast him. He gets so pissed off that he's like, alright, we need to get rid of these guys. So him and Luffy decide they're going to just release their Conqueror's Haki and knock them out. You know, if you don't know much about One Piece, the Conqueror's Haki can knock weak-willed people out. Basically knock them unconscious if you're not strong. Alright, so after that, Luffy and Katakuri, they start fighting. They're fighting for a little bit, you know, going punch for punch, blow for blow, like the end of that Rocky movie. So as they're fighting, we notice Luffy's observational haki is getting better as the fight goes on. It starts out with him being able to make out Katakuri's face and his leg when he goes to kick him, when Luffy closes his eyes. So after that, Luffy's attacks start getting better, start getting sharper, getting closer to Katakuri. And he's having a harder time dodging each punch and each attack, you know, that Luffy makes. Is getting harder and harder for him to avoid. Then Katakuri decides to do his chestnut mochi move, which is just a donut with some spikes to shoot out. And before he did that, Luffy could see it, so him being able to see the future is getting better as the fight goes on too. So after he dodges the chestnut mochi attack, Katakuri figures out that, you know, your sight is getting better. You can see more clearly into the future. You're getting more on par with me, but you're still nowhere near me because I'm me. I'm Katakuri. You know, I'm super strong. So after that, we get a little flashback back to Rayleigh and Luffy training on the island, and basically, Rayleigh was training him to use his observational haki. He had Luffy in a blindfold while he was swinging a stick covered in haki. And the goal was for Luffy to be able to dodge it 100 times, but he can only get to 20 at this point. So Rayleigh tries to motivate him by saying, alright, you don't get any food until you can dodge my attacks 100 times using your observational haki. So, you know, anybody knows One Piece and knows Luffy loves food, but he also wants to get stronger because his main goal is to become king of the pirates. So he suffers through it. He's like, okay, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to train. And you know, after that training day during the night, as Luffy's laying down, the animals on the island, who are basically Luffy's friends at this point, brings him some food, and he declines. You know, he says, Rayleigh said, I can't eat until I get better at my observational haki, so that's what I'm going to do. So basically, Luffy has the idea to use the animals to fight him so he can train. He tells all the animals that were there to go get all their little animal friends, and y'all come fight me. And basically, he beats them up while blindfolded using his observational haki. So after he beats up the regular animals, a big lion comes out, and you know, the lion's just angry. The lion smacks Luffy, he smacks the other animals, and you know, Luffy goes to fight him. He stretches his arm out onto the lion's nose, and he asks, "Are you hurt?" Which was kind of weird at the time. We'll get back into that later. So after that, we get back to the Luffy and Katakuri fight. And after that little flashback, Luffy, you know, now gets his little Ultra Instinct looking, whatever it is, him, you know, finally be able to see more into the future. And he starts dodging all of Katakuri's little, look like the Gomu Gomu Gatling move, kinda. He's just dodging all of those. And gets up and personal with him. But Katakuri hits Luffy with a rocket fist. You know, sends him flying. But Luffy comes back with some moves of his own. And finally, Luffy is able to hit Katakuri with some attacks. You know, he hit him with a little whip move, whip kick, got him with a punch, you know, a couple. Basically, you know, he's getting up there with Katakuri. Before he was just getting whooped for episode after episode. But now, he's finally starting to be able to fight back. It ain't all about defense, but he's starting to take the offense. So after that little exchange of blows, we get everything calms down. They're both out of breath. And Katakuri is trying to reason with himself, like, I'm here to fight you because you're here to kill Big Mom. But after he says that, he's like, no, I just want to fight you. And I think that's just, he respects Luffy as an opponent. He respects him as a fighter. He sees that he got the future seeing observational haki. He got conqueror haki. So Katakuri knows Luffy isn't just no ordinary pushover. So after that, we cut to Puddin and Sanji, and they're having a conversation while they're flying on Pudding's little flying carpet on the way to the island where everybody's supposed to meet. And basically, the Big Bone Pirates took all the mirrors off of the island, except for the one mirror, and they're all surrounded. So basically, they're preparing for Luffy to be able to beat Katakuri and come out of that one mirror they got and be surrounded when he comes out. So after we get that little talking scene, we get introduced to a few more characters. So alright, after that we cut back to the fight, which is Katakuri, doing some more yelling, and says basically, after that exchange of blows they had, they're both pretty beat up. Katakuri's like, I could still fight, and Luffy's like, yeah, I can still fight too. And Luffy's just laying down, basically catching his breath a little bit. And he's like, yeah, if you can survive this, was basically he's saying, I'm about to release my trump card, which was the Gear 4, which we thought. So Luffy stands up, hakis his arm, blows into it like standard Gear 4. But this time, all the steam turned into like snakes. And we see now that Luffy is finally Snake Man. Alright, so basically, what I think Snake Man is maybe on that island when he was training with Rayleigh, he had to fight some giant snake or fight a nest of snakes or something, and he wound up, using some of their snake abilities. He noticed a snake's body is a big muscle, kinda. So, he uses that. And the preview for the next episode shows Katakuri dodging the Cloverone, if you remember from the Doflamingo fight. Like, basically his arm was alive, kinda, stretching farther than it normally stretches and just bending. I basically think that regular Gear 4 is more power, but this Snake Man is going to be used for speed and, catching Katakuri off guard. And that's basically my review for the episode. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and subscribe if you want to hear more reviews in the future. Thanks.